Quarterly welcome. I like challenges. I'm the last. This is afternoon. First rows are empty, and I'm talking about E.ON Enterprise Asset Management. This is not an IT presentation, and I am not an IT guy. I'm coming from the business, being busy for 23, 24 years with E.ON in various positions, and now I'm going to tell you what encourages me, what motivates me, and what inspires me. But first, to understand it, just some facts and figures, but this you will give to me. So, first of all, hands up who had an electric car or a PV panel 5 years ago. Okay, 1, 2, 3, not bad. Who has it now? Hands up, please. Okay, I'm not counting. I'm not that good at mathematics. The thing is, and this explains our ambition. And our ambition is quite simple. We are serving 50 million customers in Europe. And we have to make sure that we can cope up with the demand. And we are enablers, and we are part of the solution and not part of the problem. And this means massive investments. And from a certain point onwards, investments have to become really efficient. Efficiency means standardization. Efficiency means not only standardized processes, but automatized processes partially. And this means also digitization. And this is where enterprise asset management comes into play. Just some facts and figures, what we mean with that. But to say the journey I am going to tell and explain you now is a journey that has already come through. 2 distribution companies in Germany already live with the topic that I'm going to explain you. Facts and figures, you can read it, but the point is that the E.ON energy networks need this capability to connect all the customers, to be an enabler, to connect the PVs, and therefore we have tremendous responsibility for that. So what we do standardize our processes, and we take really ownership locally for these processes, and we are forming a rollout how to implement this solution. So that's the ambition. But before you say I am really for enterprise asset management, I have to say EAM, enterprise asset management, is just a puzzle piece, and most probably, you as customers, you don't even want to know about that. You, as partners, you might want to know about that, and this is because we are thinking in end-to-end processes. This means that we are interfaced to the finance applications, we are interfaced to the vendors, to the partners, we are interfaced to the GIS systems, we are interfaced to the workforce systems. So it's a huge platform, you will see it. But in fact, who cares what's behind the plug once you put the plug in? You just want electricity, don't you? That's it. You don't care. Our task is to make it invisible, seamless, yet working. So, what is the solution then? Practically, we have built a platform, an SAP-based platform, that is taking care of all the grid construction and all the maintenance and all the financial interfacing of processes housed internally and also to external providers. And this means that this is really the heart. And as we have seen that the energy transition is happening, and we have seen how huge investments are necessary, this is a little bit, and this is my responsibility, this is a heart surgery during a marathon. So interfacing to all those systems is tough, and I have to say, and again, please let me emphasize, this is not an IT thing. This is not a process thing. This is a change. This is a change where I am taking responsibility and ownership. And this is a highly complex change where we have to take care that also in the surrounding systems, everything is properly aligned. Now, alongside the value chain, we have mapped what we have to take care about, but in particular, the solution that we are providing is really based on the SAP BTP, but we really do enjoy, and enjoy is sometimes in quotation marks, we really do enjoy developing the front-end apps. And this is, I would say, one of the biggest challenges. And let me make the remark that standardization means that you make yourself unpopular. Whatever you think it is. So you convince people, and this is what we are doing with 14 companies in 5 countries to serve 50 million customers, and to change all that in a way that it is not visible to the customers, just they recognize that they do not recognize anything, just their needs are met. So this means that I convince people to change their ways of working, to inject more effort, more money, to make them comparable. You know, benchmarking is something that is not really popular for those who are benchmarked. Who is benchmarking? That likes it, but this is my boss and myself, so it doesn't matter anymore. So what we do, we really establish such a system. And in the front end, and this is what I wanted to point out, in the front end, we try to avoid customizing. We try to make standard apps, and we believe, after going live with 2 companies, that this can work. Of course, there are legacy systems, so I can tell you that the standardization rate is about 94–95% currently in the system, which means also that in the front end, for instance, the network construction or the maintenance application is pretty much standard, although it's shaped to E.ON, but it is about utilities, about power and gas, and just in brackets, probably also about water. So, how do we approach the topic? I think you might have, or some of you might have deeper experiences that I do have, leading this whole topic for about 1 year now, but also having done a successful turnaround and the go live and heading for 2 more this year. So what we do, we develop in waves, in sprints, and then we do the single function test, the integration tests, and the magical UAT. What is crucial for us is the migration. And there we are acting with partners. I will come to that in a sec. Migration is for me one of the biggest challenges, because irrespective of the test migrations, D-Day is D-Day, and if you succeed, you are happy. If you are not, well, that shouldn't happen. So that's it, and the cutover and the hypercare, I think these are the things that are the true measures of your performance. I can tell you, our latest go live at VSA had a hypercare of 6 weeks. On the very last day, or in the very last days of the hypercare, the local management already called us and told, look, Attila, can't we just stop those hypercare calls? There are no more incidents to discuss. What else would you wish for? That's the biggest praise I could have imagined for myself. Maybe just for the sake of time, and also to leave room and time for questions and reflections from your side, I would like to provide a very short outlook. And this outlook is, again, this is a change program. So standardization and very clear governance for standardization is key. Maybe let's make one more test, yeah? Who has never heard the following sentence? The old system was much better. Okay, good. Well, I could have asked the old process was much better. Who has never heard, well, the old process was much more efficient? So, nevertheless, our key word from size to strength. Remember, 14 companies, 5 countries, different legislation. It's a geographical monopoly business. It is regulated, which means that there are plenty of excuses, there are plenty of hurdles that we have to jump over to standardize. Yet, in the interest of fueling the growth, mastering the growth, delivering the CapEx plan, and being highly efficient, I truly believe that this platform that we are creating, that we have created, this in a standardized, digitized, and automatized way, this is the way to the future. You could do it up to a certain extent without of that. And now I'm not meaning 2027 that the old system will be not supported. No, I mean the old processes and the individual ways. But from a certain point onwards, where the customer demand gets higher and higher and higher, you will not be able to cope with that. This is what we have recognized, and this is why we are pushing like hell on standardization and digitization. And this is an international program, so again, this is E.ON is an Essen-based German company, but we are an international company, so this means that Poland, Sweden, Czech Republic, Hungary, and so on, I could continue, we will implement it, and the timeline is until 26. There was a good 1.5 years preparation in terms of standardization, in terms of building the template, in terms of aligning with the companies. Now we are in the implementation modus. 2 companies are already live. This year we will bring an additional 2 live, and so on. And until 26, we will be through with that. This is a very, very tough thing because of the surrounding systems. And here, I would say this is a criteria that bothers me most, that causes me via interfacing the most challenges. This is still an individual challenge, and you can't say that I have mastered it at one company, so I'm done. No, it's individual for every single company. Yet, I'm deeply convinced that this is the way. And again, I just wanted to deliver this afternoon a glimpse, impulse from business side, and to tell you what we are proud of, what we have been working on, and what we will do. We will definitely do it, and I think it's top notch. It's cutting edge. Yes, the old system was always better, and this year we will do a lot of usability improvements, etc., etc. But already what we see now is really encouraging, and it works. This is what I wanted to show you, and don't look at me. Look at the guy, Alex Schusterius. He is our chief product owner, and he is the mastermind behind the product. Thank you for your attention. I hope it was worth spending this time, and again, leaving a little bit of time for Q&A and also for remarks. Yes, please.
Hang on one sec, if you wouldn't mind, just so everyone can hear, and there you go.
So my question is really, what do you mean by standardization? So are you just saying that there is customization, but it's within the rules of extensibility? Or are you saying there is no customization, no baddies, no user exits? What do you mean by standardization?
By standardization, I mean clearly the processes, the core processes of network construction, maintenance, and the planning and the execution of both aspects. These processes should be standardized. The customization, where I can accept customization, is either legislation-based, so if there is a legal must, then I have to obey. Second, if there are legacy systems, for the time being, because obviously this is eating up capacity both in terms of man-days, but both in terms of skills tremendously. So you can't change everything, you can't standardize everything. There will be different GIS systems, workforce systems. If the interfaces have to be customized, I am open for that. But the template itself, as far as possible, and this was this 94-95% that I just mentioned, should be standard.
So effectively, you mean a set of template processes that everybody adheres to, but you still have the inherent complexity which exists in these types of systems because that's just the reality.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Thank you for the question. Any other questions? Oh, okay. Thank you, Attila. That was fantastic. I really appreciate that. It's never simplistic, and I appreciate your comments about standardization. No one likes it. It seems to be inbuilt in our human nature not to like standardization and want some individualistic feeling to it. But thank you very much for sharing your experience.
Thank you very much.
We are, yep.